Hey, my name is Benjamin. A while back, my brother and I challenged ourselves to make a monster training game in 2 months. And from that challenge, Demonlocke was born. We successfully launched the game into a closed alpha about 10 weeks after we started the challenge. And the feedback from that alpha encouraged me to continue working on it. Welcome to this Demonlocke Devlog. Demonlocke is a tactical demon training RPG. If you're interested in the project, head over to my sign up page to submit your demon summoning application. In this devlog, I'm going to tell you some of the recent struggles that I've had with the project and the measures and steps that I took to overcome them. I recently posted some of these thoughts on Twitter, but I thought it would be good to put them in video format as well. After my brother Caleb left the project and went on to do other things, I decided to remake the game in 3D. This is obviously a bad idea in retrospect, but at the time I thought it was justified because there were a few features that would be easier to implement in 3D. Anyways, like always, right after restarting the project, I made some initial quick progress, but it didn't take long until I was starting to feel discouraged and not wanting to work on the project anymore. There was a whole bunch ahead of me still, and I felt pretty overwhelmed. And since Caleb wasn't helping me with the project anymore, I felt kind of alone on the project and just like, what am I doing with this? Despite these feelings, I decided to try and finish. I realized that how I felt at that time while I was working on it wasn't necessarily a representation of how I would feel later, that my feelings could change. But I knew that in order to finish the project, I was going to need a plan. And this is the 4-part plan that I came up with. First, I made a new user account on my computer. Second, I themed that user account to match the game, and I even themed my engine, Godot, differently to match the game as well. I wanted the environment to feel completely different from my normal work environment. Third, I set up a site blocker to block social media sites on that user account. And fourth, I knew that I would need to form a habit of working on the game every day or else I wouldn't finish it. Making an indie game as a small team, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So the habit that I chose was running the game and also while having some programming music running in the background. So I'd open up the account, turn on some programming music to listen to, put on my headphones, and then run the game. And that was my habit. I didn't have to do more than that. After implementing this 4-step plan, I started to gain some momentum again. When I very first started, I only did my habit once a day and I would make a little bit of progress on the game each day, but not a lot. As I continued, I started to feel confident implementing my habit more than just once a day, doing it 3 or 4 times a day, and my days started to fill up with the game and I started to make a lot of progress really quickly. A really important thing to note here is that I didn't want to hate it, so if there was ever a day where I was feeling a bit discouraged or just my mood wasn't as good, I would do the habit and not necessarily work on the game, just to prove to myself that it was just about doing the habit and I only had to work on the game if I felt like it after doing the habit. So this is the system that I implemented and it seemed to work really well for me. I've been doing it for about 10 weeks now and my progress has quickly escalated. I'm making a lot of progress each week. Here are some of the things that I ended up getting finished. I reworked my battle system to use a state stack. I implemented the interaction system, the overworld, the encounter system. I made the battles use the actual data from the creatures, finished the music and sound system, and implemented a new dialogue system as well. And I just recently finished a new UI stacking system that allows me to stack UI elements on top of each other. UI is one of the systems that I struggled with the most in this game. It's something that I'm new to working with, but it's going pretty well and I'm excited for it. I wanted to make sure that it would be good for the next alpha. And that segues into what are my current plans with the project. A lot of you might be wondering this. I plan on doing an alpha here in the next couple months, releasing another alpha to get some feedback. I don't have a date for this yet. Hopefully I'll get you all one soon. After that, I'm planning on going to Kickstarter to fund early access, and I'm planning on about 6 months of early access development for the project through itch.io. After those 6 months, I'll release the full game and continue to make some updates for it. I don't have a timeline yet for the Kickstarter, but I'm planning on Q1 for 2021, so you can kind of look forward to that. That's it for this video. Thank you all so much for the support. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to be part of the next alpha and be notified for the Kickstarter, Go to my sign up page and submit your demon training application. Thanks for watching this video. I'm currently running a Black Friday / Cyber Monday sale for some of my courses on my site. I'll link to that in the description if you want to check those out. Thanks so much for all the support, and I will talk to you all later.